enter a world of horror you'll never forget with Psychosphere. Support the channel, subscribe. It was a quiet evening at the local toy store, and Amanda, a young employee, was stocking the shelves. As she was finishing up, she noticed something strange happening with one of the dolls on the shelf. It appeared to be moving on its own. At first, Amanda dismissed it as her imagination. But as she watched the doll more closely, she noticed that it was indeed moving. Slowly but surely, it started to turn its head, as if it was watching her. Amanda felt a chill run down her spine as she realized that something was not right with the doll. Suddenly, it started speaking in a deep, demonic voice, saying things that made Amanda's blood run cold. Terrified, Amanda quit her job on the spot and never returned to the store. However, she could not shake off the memory of the possessed doll, and she knew that she had to find out more about it. She started doing research on the history of the doll and found out that it was part of a collection owned by a wealthy family who had a tragic past. The family's young daughter, who had owned the doll, had died under mysterious circumstances, and some people believed that her spirit had possessed the doll. Determined to find out more, Amanda decided to visit the family's old mansion, which was now abandoned. As she entered the mansion, she felt a sense of unease, and her instincts told her to leave. However, she pressed on, determined to get to the bottom of the mystery. As she made her way through the mansion, Amanda heard strange noises coming from one of the rooms. She cautiously opened the door and saw the possessed doll sitting on a dusty old shelf. Without warning, the doll started moving again, its eyes following Amanda as she walked around the room. Suddenly, it spoke in the same deep, demonic voice that Amanda had heard before, saying things that made her blood run cold. Amanda tried to leave the room, but she found that the door was stuck. She was trapped with the possessed doll, and there seemed to be no way out. As the night wore on, Amanda felt like something was watching her, and she could hear strange whispers coming from the walls. Eventually, she passed out from exhaustion. When Amanda woke up, she found herself outside the mansion, with no memory of how she got there. She never spoke of the incident again and refused to work with dolls ever again. Years later, the mansion was demolished, and the possessed doll was never seen again. However, there are some who say that the doll's spirit still haunts the area, waiting for its next victim. Despite the terrifying experience with the possessed doll, Amanda's curiosity continued to gnaw at her. She wanted to know more about the family's tragic past and what had led to the doll becoming possessed. After doing more research, Amanda discovered that the wealthy family had been involved in some shady business deals, and many people believed that they had made a deal with the devil in exchange for their wealth and status. The family's young daughter, who had owned the doll, had reportedly been possessed by a demon, and her death had been the result of a failed exorcism. Feeling like there was still more to the story, Amanda decided to visit the family's old church, where the exorcism had taken place. The church had long since been abandoned, and it was said to be haunted by the spirits of those who had died in its walls. As Amanda made her way through the church, she heard strange noises and felt a sense of dread. Suddenly, she saw the possessed doll sitting in one of the pews. Amanda tried to leave, but the door was stuck and she was trapped inside the church with the possessed doll. The doll's eyes seemed to follow her every move, and she could hear the demon's voice whispering in her ear. Terrified, Amanda fell to her knees and prayed for help. Suddenly, the doll started to move towards her, its arms outstretched as if it was going to attack her. But just as the doll was about to grab her, a bright light filled the room and the demon's voice was silenced. Amanda looked up and saw a figure standing in the doorway holding a cross. The figure was a priest who'd been investigating the haunted church. He had come to perform an exorcism on the possessed doll, and he had arrived just in time to save Amanda from the demon's grasp. Together, Amanda and the priest performed the exorcism, and the possessed doll was finally freed from the demon's hold. Amanda was grateful for the priest's help and vowed to never go near a possessed doll again. From that day on, Amanda dedicated her life to helping others who had been affected by the supernatural. She became a paranormal investigator and helped many people find peace by investigating and cleansing haunted places. And although she never forgot the terrifying experience with the possessed doll, she knew that it had led her to her true calling.